Good afternoon. Less than 24 hours, John. Merseyside derby. How you feeling?
I'm cool. It's just another Friday. Well, how are you feeling? Because clearly it's not just another Friday for you, then, eh?
It is very much another Friday.
Is it? Yeah. Because me and Baz have had this loads. I don't even go into game mode until I've seen the team.
I'm going to game mode for Merseyside derbies.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a derby. So what? We're going to get, what we normally get, which is very little from
That's
most...
a bit defeatist, isn't it?
No, it's not. No, from most quarters. So, we'll go into it and hope that our football team will turn up for once, and that's all you
I think
can
that's
do,
the key. We've been there, haven't we, so many times where we're optimistic based on form or whatever it might be, and then we just glaze over like, oh my goodness, there's 11 guys over there in red shirts. Ooh.
Can't ask, Merseyside derby, certainly at Anfield, is a game where you can really not ask any more of the fan base.
That's right. Yeah.
You can't ask any more of the fan base.
Yeah.
The fan base turn up every single year. They do their bit, and most of the time, the team don't. So it is a game where the fans the fans will just wait and see what the players do, and it's fully on the players tomorrow.
When did you last go to Anfield? Because Baz was saying when he gave up, so to speak.
I've never been to Anfield to watch Everton.
You've never?
No.
Okay.
I've been to watch Brazil.
Yeah.
And I've been to watch Taylor Swift. and I've played there myself. But I've never been to watch Everton. I also went
through circumstance or choice?
All choice.
Yeah.
I also went to Italy versus...
No, I mean the not going thing. Yeah.
No, I've never wanted to go. I also went to Italy versus Russia in Euro 96, where I watched Maldini pocket Andrei Kanchelskis. No, I've never been. I've never been and never will go. I don't want to go to that place.
Yeah.
But I applaud anyone who does.
Sure.
And I wouldn't go anyway, for the virtue of every single person who goes there every year deserves to be there when that one occasion does happen that Everton do finally.
Yeah, I was speaking to someone the other day, and you know what, because you have loads of chats, don't you? I'll be damned if I know when it was, but the gist of it was, I think he was talking about his dad or something, who's going to keep going till we win, and then he's going to...
Then he's going to pack in.
And I thought, that's a damn good excuse.
That might be like the fountain of youth.
Yeah.
Just keep going to Anfield till we win. That's the one thing that keeps you going.
You're not going to die until...
Yeah, that's the one. That is literally... That's the Ark of the Covenant there. Is going to Anfield.
I just don't know if I'm capable of not wanting to go to a game if we're playing.
Yeah,
whether it's Anfield or anywhere. No, when you get in, let's call it a rut. When you get in the rut of going home and away, how do you get off the treadmill?
I don't know. It's not been a treadmill I've been on for a while, so I'm not really. I don't.
My missus, the crack in her ultimate commitment of going home and away was when she went, I've had enough of going to Villa. Yeah. And then she's added in the last year or so Anfield to that.
Yeah, fair enough.
Which is great for Joshua, my great nephew, because he gets to come instead, and he'll give it large tomorrow. And for kids like he's 16, the idea that we could go there and win and actually win, and he's actually there to use the parlance of the day, would be amazing.
Yeah, fair play. Good luck to everybody who's going. David Moyes has done his press. I really wish David Moyes wouldn't do press conferences on a Friday. I really
wasn't awake yet.
I just wish he wouldn't do them on a Friday. They're not good for us. But I do think he just leaves it till the very last minute because he doesn't. I don't think he particularly likes media, does he? So I don't think he's ever particularly liked media. But
he seemed to like him well enough in the States.
No, but he likes me.
He likes people.
He likes people. I just don't know whether he likes
stuff he has to do just because he has to do it.
I don't think he likes handing over information to people.
Oh, there is that. Yeah,
I think that's part of what he thinks as an old school manager is a really important thing of like. No, I'm not going to tell you anything.
I'm not going to tell you whether these guys are in with a chance of playing or not.
Yeah, even today, like he put Branthwaite and Michalenko into sort of like the same thing, but they're not in the same bucket. Michalenko will be again 50-50 for tomorrow.
Yeah.
And Branthwaite's probably another week or so away.
Yeah.
They might even leave until after the international break.
Yeah.
But he doesn't like to tell anyone, so he does. That's why I don't think he likes really doing those press conferences like that. And maybe if you get into a little bit deeper and a little bit slightly better questions, again, I've said this many times. I don't think press conferences are the best place to try and get information in terms of like just having a conversation about things, because everything's like instantaneous.
It's funny, isn't it? Because when we had accreditation for the summer series, then we presumably what we saw is what happens in this country as well, which is fundamentally all those people in the room, well, that's harsh, perhaps not all of them, most of them, they're not interested in what goes on camera because they're going to get what they want when the camera's turned off. Maybe print journalists being predominantly that ilk. And they get their own little special bit, don't they?
They didn't in America, though.
No, that's what I mean.
They did get, some got like one-on-one sit-downs, which we never.
I was really talking about he's a bit more open when the cameras are switched off.
I think they all are.
Yeah.
Apparently Marco Silva was very, very good when the cameras weren't on, when he could be relaxed and he didn't have to worry about language issues and things like that. But when the cameras were on, he went into his shell a little bit. And I think 50...
So do you think it sort of needs a reset then? In other words, at the moment, my take on it is, I just said it, I suppose, David or any other manager, part of the rights holders preview period, they have to do it, so they do. And try and realign it into, we being Everton, I mean, because we can have another first, if you like. We do it because we want to, and we want to because we want to talk to our fan base.
I think the problem is, with that kind of press conference nowadays, is that they spend so much time of the week speaking to media, and I imagine David Moyes will have had to have spoke to TNT and whoever the broadcasters are who were showing it abroad. In a, I don't know how long they get, almost maybe like a junket style, like a movie junket style. So
and you literally goes from seat to seat.
Or keep on swapping. And therefore it becomes very stale, and then you get the big one at the end of the week, and it is that thing of like, well, who are you talking to now?
Who you haven't already spoken to.
Because really, that's why Sky wouldn't have got to sit down with them for this, because it's on TNT.
That's right.
So maybe Vinny then is trying to get a little bit more information out of him. So it's a difficult one, isn't it? It does feel old fashioned, but also in America you get people that are having press conferences every single day, and they have these huge junk. I don't know what the answer is, but I'm sure.
But you can get ahead of the curve, can't you? If you make it something you want to do. Let's say, well, actually, let's just do this as an opportunity once a week to talk directly to our fan base.
Yeah.
And what is it they want to know? And if you have to seed some journalists to ask the questions in that filmed version, so Andy can say to Vinny, please ask this, I mean, if it's newsworthy, they'll ask it anyway. But I never ever see anything, do you, which has come out of the press conference?
Very rarely.
Yeah.
Very rarely.
You know what I mean? So even the print journalists who get their own little bit afterwards, maybe it's because none of us read newspapers anymore, do we? Really?
You read the byline on social media.
Exactly right, yeah.
On social media.
And I don't even know who was there from the Echo today, do you?
Joe was there.
Was it Joe?
But he wouldn't have been in the press conference, he would have been in the after bit.
Yeah.
And again, that's the thing, it's like you won't read that till 10:30 tonight, so it's almost like you've had a whole day of other stuff, and then that'll come in, and then it's like, you're right, who is reading that at 10:30 tonight?
Nobody.
Because there's not enough time in the morning. It's just, the whole media landscape in terms of football does need changing and updating, and obviously that includes people like us, because we're not allowed in the room, and yet there will be people in that room who don't get any kind of the numbers we get, and yet we can't go in that room, and that's nothing to do with Everton as such, that's to do with other things, but it is all a bit crazy.
And then the madness is then, so we can use the content, we have to pay a fortune
to
the Press Association. And they either deliver it on time or they don't.
Or they don't.
Yeah.
And most of the time they don't.
Yeah.
Which is, again, one of the most puzzling things, without going into too much detail, where it stops us from getting stuff out quickly to people who actually want to watch it.
Yeah.
That's the other side of it. We've got the audience who want to watch it. We're prepared to pay for it.
For the right to use it, but then we don't get it quickly
then we don't
enough.
get it till 10 o'clock at night. And yet when I'm in that ground, I can get a video out in 20 minutes after I've recorded it, edited and uploaded. It's the whole thing's mad. Yeah. I did Sky this morning, and you know they love pouring over it.
Is it the news? Oh,
Sky Sports News, yeah.
Yeah.
Again, using people like me,
yeah.
and other people, because they know that's where the value is.
Well, they're materially shifting, aren't they?
Yeah, well, they are, aren't they? They are.
With them being.
Well, me, you, and James are all involved in the Finalysis, which is,
they're investors in it, aren't they?
Yeah,
Sky?
which was set up by Michael McIntyre, which is odd.
Yeah.
He sends you a video, or you do a Skype call with him. I just got sent the video, but I was told that Michael and his son very much wanted me on board. I was told that. Very much loved my content. I was told that.
You know why though, don't you? Because I recommended you.
No, I know. But I just got the feeling that everyone just got told that though. They really like your content.
The starting 11 stuff does get filtered up to and including him, if we're to believe what they've said in the various videos and stuff. And the idea that 3/11ths of the starting 11 are sat here now.
Yeah.
Maybe we get an opportunity to influence. By the way, it might be the only place you can actually see James writing stuff.
Yeah.
And it's good stuff, man. Have you ever done journalism? Have you ever got a degree in it or something?
Just feels lazy. Just feels lazy. No, but I was on there this morning, and they made a massive point of how many times Moyes had been to Anfield and not won, obviously.
Yeah.
And they'd not won, and you know.
How many is it?
Was it 30 times or something?
I was going to say, whatever.
Stupid like that.
12 years, or whatever it was, 10 plus years worth. Yeah.
But I reaffirmed the point that when he was first the manager at Everton, that these games weren't always not that they weren't taken seriously, they just weren't a priority as such because of the other ones, but because of the way we used to set up. And you know, his record at Chelsea's absolutely terrible as well. But we've got to he's got to get that off his back, and Everton have got to get it off the back, haven't they?
Yeah.
At some point, because it's
winning with the crowd in there.
Yeah, I mean, because I'll be honest, the derby we won COVID, I don't even.
None of that counts.
I don't even count it. No. Honestly, it's great. It's great, and it's one to say we won. But I don't count that season full stop. No, you look back at it, and you watch the games, and you're just like, people could not be arsed.
That's right.
You know, we went to, it's good for saying, well, we have been to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium and won. We have been to the Emirates and won. We have been to Anfield and won. You know, we got the draw at Old Trafford, and it's good from that point of view. But really, it's most people will look back till 1999 and say, well, that's the real time Everton last won at Anfield. And you know, we should hold ourselves to a higher standard as well and say, you know what, it has been this long since we went and won there, that we do need to put that right, because it's a bad one. It's a terrible one for Everton, and it's obviously it's bad for David Moyes as well.
Yeah, it is, absolutely.
It just doesn't, because he's only won one trophy as well. It's though people will look past that and go, well, you've won a trophy now, but what's the next thing? So, and when you stack it up of like when people go, well, is he a good manager or not? People on the outside will always use those things of when good manager. Oh yeah, he did all right, but look, he barely won a trophy. Didn't win at Anfield. Didn't win at Chelsea. Barely won at Man United, and that's when he was the Man United manager. You know, that they're the sticks to beat him with, aren't they? And he deserves a lot more than that. So I think if he gets to win at Anfield sort of in his latter years, where people go, because it's closer to the end than closer to the beginning, that'll stick in people's minds that he did go there and win. And if it was tomorrow and it was against the team that are unbeaten, then it'd be even better, wouldn't it? It would make even more noise.
Yeah, and you know, when Angus was in here yesterday, and if people haven't seen it, they should watch it because it's really good. And again, because he spoke at the shareholders AGM last night, then I might be getting this wrong about where he said it, but it was fundamentally about trying to change what we are, not just as a club per se, but as a team as well. A team that's on the front foot, a team that wants to try and win games. In fact, I think it was at the AGM last night, you know, he talked about at the Villa game, only one team wanted to win, type of thing. And therefore, he set me up to believe we're going to go at him tomorrow. So, so let's see. And we talked about this earlier in the week, didn't we? About will we sit off them? Will we do this? Will we do that? But we expect pressure from them because they're the home team and they've got much better players than us overall. But can you do it in that environment on that day? And in the past, we haven't, have we? Even when we potentially may have had the upper hand briefly a number of years ago, you know, I think David talked about it, didn't he, in his presser, about we finished above them on occasions, right? But we still went there and lost.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
You know,
and we were still at the end of this, you know, depends which way. Brendan Rodgers, you're finishing, what, 7th and 8th?
Yeah.
And that's the year we lost in the semi-final to them. So it's like, what do you really earn out of that? You're not really earning anything out of that. Year we finished 4th, they win the Champions League. So what are you getting out of that? You're getting nothing out of that.
No
really,
rights there,
not getting any spoil. Yeah, you're not getting any. You can't go, we finished. Yeah, we won the Champions League, lads. So it's always been that way, hasn't it, for a very long time? You have to go back to the 80s, of course, before you can actually, or the 90s when we did have a great record against them and they weren't doing too much. So you could take the, even if they finished above us, then they weren't winning anything. So we could still take the bragging rights because we had won the derby. But we have to, that's the point, isn't it? And I think, you know, Angus did say it here. It's like, Everton have to have that, I suppose, that attitude, haven't they? Of like, we're a good side now. So we come to you and we have a go at you. And to be fair, he did do that at the end of the back end of last season. We come to you and we have a go at you. We don't sit off. I've learnt my lesson from the first time I was here. There's no point grinding out points elsewhere and then going, well, I'll go to Anfield and sit off, or I'll go to Old Trafford and sit off. You might as well go and have a go and have a feel about your team that even if we have a go, we're not going to be porous at the back. So that to me, you know, obviously you've got to be sensible. David Moyes' sides are always going to be sensible, but it's just about getting the ball in the final third, isn't it?
Well, absolutely. It's about touches. It's about getting in the box, touches in the box, all those sorts of things. You know, he got a little bit of it, didn't he? I don't know whether it was Vinny or whatever, you know, about his record at Anfield. And he said, well, we went there last year and lost to an offside goal.
Yeah.
Which is a great soundbite.
Yeah.
We lost to an offside goal.
Yeah.
So his standards being what they are, then he would expect us to do better this time. We've clearly got a better start in 11, probably a better squad. They've spent a stupid amount of money, but they can't all be on the pitch at the same time.
No, they can't.
But if you do it objectively, the squad costs 3 times as much as ours did to assemble, and it has 3 times the wage bill. So what do we expect to be, right? Well, unless they absolutely batter us, they're losers, aren't they? Sort of thing. So it's about what your wins are, aren't they? And in the past, particularly under Deitch, it was go and lose by not too many. And I don't think this David Moyes ever is going to go there with the view of let's not lose by too many, because losing doesn't enter his head, does it? It's how can we win?
Yeah.
So it could be interesting tomorrow. Certainly we can impact them going forward, and it's all about what happens, you know, when if they can get us in transition. And funny, us setting up to counter-attack them, that's their default style, isn't it? Counter-attack. So
no, you know what? It will be interesting because I don't know what their mindset is. You know, previously I would have thought it might have been a case of let's try and get this done in the first 20 minutes for them, but what they've done in the last few games is given them a very solid foundation to say no, we can win this late on. So if we get through if we go in the first 20 minutes and keep it quiet, are they bothered by that? Are they? Obviously, it's better. It'd be good for us, but just mentally, do they go no? Are they? Is this Liverpool side getting that? What Manchester United's great side did, which was never be worried, never be affected by the clock, never change the style, never hasten the style of good players on the bench.
In recent times, that's City though as well, isn't it?
No, and I think that's the mark of a very good side. Absolutely. I think that's when you have to start being worried about a football team, is when it never looks at the clock.
There's always time for one more chance, and every chance we get, we're likely to take it.
Them, you mean,
yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
When you're talking about your club not being worried about, you know, in cricket terms, you know, scoreboard pressure, clock pressure. We don't have clock pressure. There's always time. And you only need 10 seconds, don't you?
Yeah.
You know, And you think to yourself, well, there'll be people out there saying they haven't played very well consistently. They've got 12 points from 4 games. They're scoring lots of late goals, which is drawing some media attention. But, well, when people get tired, they make mistakes. And, they don't have much drop-off when they bring replacement players on. Then that's what City used to do to people.
Yeah.
Clubs would get 10 minutes from the end think, we've played really well here. And then they lose 3-0.
But again, that's even what Manchester United do in there.
They
might only have been allowed 2 or 3, but they were very good players.
Because they grind you down. You've got to concentrate. It's less like than it was like a couple of years ago, where it'd be over 100 minutes you had to concentrate for. But it's certainly more than 90 or 95, isn't it? Yeah. And good players only need those 10
Well, I was going to say, that's maybe a lesson of, like, I wouldn't even try and time waste tomorrow. No. Like, okay, there's moments where you might want to just like kill the game. That's a different thing, but I don't think there's any point in there wasting too much time, because you're not allowed to. And obviously, if there's the 8-second rule now as well, if the goalie's got the ball in their hands and stuff like that. So, I think for us, it's just a case of having that mentality as well, though, starting to have that mentality that's what we can do, because that's what I was encouraged by last week against Villa towards the end of kept going, trying to get a goal, not really too worried about what they were doing, even though that other part of your brain goes, oh, these only need one breakaway, and that kind of thing, which has happened previously. And I think that's a mindset that we've got to get into. Of we've got to play well if we want to win, and we've got to have the right mindset. We're not going to go there have a mindset of, let's just camp in and get anything out the game. For me, no, it's just not going to happen.
If both teams play to their potential, we lose.
Yeah.
Won't stop me standing on the Anfield Road, giving it whatever. But as you rightly say, particularly because of the start they've had, the way they've had it, you're never comfortable in a derby, are you, in this minute? Look what happened to the Goodison derby. Yeah, they were celebrating victory. Yeah. When Tark's buried one. And that's how long it takes. Yeah. And the whole narrative changes in an instant. Yeah. So, happy days. Can't wait to get there, mate. Yeah. Not.
I'll be switching the telly on at 12:31 when all that noise is cleared and they go back to default mode, which is not doing absolutely nothing, being silent. But yeah, I think we said this loads of times. Mykolenko, I think that's just massive, isn't it? Yeah. I did hear they were saying this before on Sky, which made me saying, like, Salah's done nothing other than score. And I was like,
thanks for that.
Imagine having one of them. Imagine having someone who does nothing but just scores. That must be amazing. But I do think Mikel has to. James Garner's been great this season, but I just don't fancy him going up against Salah. And plus, having him back in midfield would be huge for us as well, for the balance of the team, for the opportunity to get Grealish on the ball. Because what Grealish can't be left to do tomorrow is just be left to try and do things on his own, like he was last week. So that's important for me. Why? Obviously, we want Mikel back anyway, but it feels doubly important, certainly in this game, when he's had joy against Salah in the past. So it makes it even more important.
You can get analysis paralysis, but when I heard the manager, talking about James Garner, maybe it's just me, his focus was on, and he used the phrase, I think, probably currently the best English midfield player.
No, he's not.
No, that's what he said.
I know, but he's not.
But that's what he said.
Yeah, that's good.
Bear with.
Go on.
When he could have focused on what a great job he's doing at left back. So I'm just going to conclude that means my coach starts.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
That's what I'm going to conclude.
Yeah. No, but he is a midfielder, isn't he? And
no, I know he is. The manager doesn't matter. Don't spoil it for me.
Yeah, the manager doesn't want him to play. Left back, does he? And hopefully that means he's not playing. Yeah. Left back tomorrow, and we get Mykolenko back. But Garner's had a fantastic start to the season.
Tremendous.
Absolutely fantastic start to the season.
He's right up there on the off analysis thing, isn't he? Points and all that.
So I mean, he's going into that number 6 and protecting the other two. It's a change of role, isn't it, as well? Yeah. It's a change of role, and I think it's a more balanced role. And again, these are the things where previously we've gone to Anfield and we've bigged up that team we've had at that time, and then suddenly you go there and They just look like they've just met in the car park, Sunday League, and they've got a ring. You know, you're using someone else's, your mate's name. When they, you know, if you get booked, tell them it's that name. That's what it seems like at the moment. So let's hope he does get to play there. But yeah, it's going to tough.
We'll see.
Do you think they'll start with Isaac, or do you think they'll start with Ekitike?
Isaac.
Do you? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they might start with Ekitike. I think it almost like a mind game thing of look what we've got on the bench. I think that's what they might go for. But
that only works if the better of the two, whatever better means, the better of the two players is the one on the bench.
Which is Isaac. Yeah. We'll wait and see. I don't know. I think they'll play Andy Robinson at left back.
Yeah.
I think they'll play him just because the other lad hasn't. I don't think he's been brilliant so far. Got took off last week in the first half.
Who's that? Bradley? Is that Bradley? Or
no,
Bradley's the other side.
The lad they got from Bournemouth. What's his name, James? The Bournemouth left back who joined Liverpool. What's his name? Kirkes, that's it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he had a mare, didn't he? Yeah.
I think Robinson will probably start because he knows how to handle these kind of games as well. I think that's important as well in one of these games. So
I think Jack can wind him up.
No, really, he'll be up against.
Oh, is he left back?
Yeah, they'll be.
Sorry, but he'll be up against Ndai.
Ndai.
So it'll be interesting to see how we coast with him.
Yeah. Hopefully, Ndai.
Who's on the other side? Well,
it was Salobasai last week, wasn't it, James? Yeah, he played in the Champions League, but last weekend's Burnley. It was. I mean, let's be honest. Frimpong against Jack Grealish. Again, they're at home. They might look at it and go, "Well, no, we're the ones who are going to be attacking, so we're not too bothered." So that'll be an interesting matchup on both sides.
It's all about matchups at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yeah, that's where it'll be very, very interesting. Yeah.
Fortunately, we've got two really mobile centre backs. So.
Well, I'm not worried about Taki as long as he doesn't do what he did last season. Clearly,
he doesn't have a brain drain. Yeah.
As long as he doesn't do that, then I'm not too fussed. But
this isn't the game for him to have one of his games, is it? Really?
No. He needs to be very calm. He needs to be very calm. He did one against Villa last week, which it wasn't a foul and it wasn't studs up, but it still was sort of in that direction of you can't get away with that anymore. Whether it was clean or wasn't clean or anything, but
I think there's some doubt because of him getting penalised for something which wasn't a foul. Of where's the line these days? Maybe it's further away than he thought it was, so he might have to. And whether that impacts on his play will be another matter. And
plus, who's the ref as well is a big key to He's
refed us 11 times, that ref, and we've only lost once. Yeah,
but it is a big key.
He's refed them 5 times and they've only won once. What could possibly go wrong? It's a fact, Baz. Don't worry about it.
Who is the ref?
England.
No.
Yeah.
I pay no attention because they're all that rubbish. Yeah. They're all very poor. But again, that's a factor, isn't it? How far can you push these refs out? It's the mentality of the refs. What are they like in these big game situations?
So if you're the manager sort of thing or whatever, are you thinking how you can stop us, or you just got confidence and we're just going to be doing them the other way around? So
no, I think you always have to look at the other side of things. I think any manager who doesn't pay that kind of respect to its opposition, to its opposition, you always have to have your off the ball shape, don't you? Surely, and they will double up on Jack Grealish every time they get an opportunity.
How physical do you think they'll go?
See, this is where Jack's clever though, because Jack can win fouls really well, and that'll be the test of the referee. I think tomorrow will be
how many fouls he gets,
how many fouls Jack Grealish gets. And don't get me wrong, some of the fouls Jack Grealish has got so far are soft.
Totally.
Very, very soft. He's got a brilliant way of getting himself in between the player and the ball and knowing exactly sort of how to fall. It's an art.
If he was in the penalty area, he'd be accused of being a diver, wouldn't he?
Yeah, but you know what? He never does it in the penalty. He doesn't very rarely does it, and he knows how to do it outside the box. Yeah. So that could be a real thing tomorrow of Grealish winding up the crowd as well. Can he wind up, get us into good positions? Could it be trying to break up the play a little bit, keeping the ball, not losing it soft? I think these are the things David Moyes will be saying to Jack Grealish tomorrow, which are not hard. They're the things he does every single week. But we've got to use both sides.
Well, I was going to say, Van Dijk can get the world's greatest centre-back running away from the ball, then there's opportunities there for him to get in the box as well.
But we just can't become predictable, because if we become predictable, then good players and good side, they'll deal with us comfortably, because if we slow it down and we give it to, we've got to have runners past them, and we've got to use both sides. So
great. And if you think they're going to pick potentially, example, a right back, who's there because they're going to be on the offensive more often than not, and you can pin them back for periods, then he thinks about going up, doesn't he? So you back around that again.
I do think it would help if the right back isn't really a right back, because that's when, if you're a tricky player like him, that's when you can catch him out. So, and if it's an attacking right back, that would be even better. That would be even better for us. I know you can look at it and go, oh yeah, but it's another player bombing on. But let's look at it from our point of view. If they've got an attacking right back and we've got someone like Jack Grealish, then that's only going to help him. The lads attacking right backs can't defend.
Usually, yeah,
they can attack. They can attack. So
that's why they're there.
Yeah, let's have some of your comments here. Gary Ward, hello.
Hi,
Chris
Gaz.
Davis says, afternoon lads, excellent interview with Angus, brilliant question by Baz. I'm very pleased to hear plans in place for restaurants to be open on non-match days. That's Valentine's Day sorted. Everyone's a winner. Absolutely winning. The thing about the restaurants is, though, what I would say is we were told about the Domingos a long time ago, weren't we?
Long time.
We were told about Domingos when I was going, and we were going into the place in the Liver building, the suite, where you would basically buy your hospitality. But one of the things he actually told us was Domingos would be a all year round destination where you could book during the week. So it's just getting things out stage by stage, isn't it?
Is that in the West End?
I think it is. Yeah. I think it's like is it like a steak restaurant?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, steak restaurant, called Domingos, which is going to be a full-time place, which we were told, I remember, give you views of the river and the pitch within the restaurant. But I think it's just about getting things right within.
I don't know how that works.
Well, you have to crank your neck.
James, go and have a look at Domingos when you're in the. Yeah, no, he's going on in a week. Get your phone out and go. Something.
So yeah, that's somewhere you'll be able to go. And obviously, from what he said yesterday, in terms of like the tour and stuff as well, this sounds like there's going to be an evolution to it, because I'm not totally happy that there's not certain things on the tour, certainly things that aren't that don't display our history.
There should be Everton collection stuff at the stage.
I find that mad.
You can't have all of it, but you can have.
I find that mad that there won't be eventually a home within the new stadium, a museum within the stadium, because that's
what they've got planned for the.
That collection is incredible.
It was staying at the Central Library, though.
Yeah, but it's an incredible world football history.
Yeah, it's not just
level.
And
it deserves a proper home rather than just being in the bowels of a museum where you can only see stuff with white gloves and all that. So hopefully it evolves and the stadium evolves into that. So, but yeah, the cafe's open, so that's one thing, and hopefully the next thing becomes a restaurant or two. Because why not? Why not give people choice of different restaurants within the stadium? I think that's the. But Chris, you're right. We'll all be going for Valentine's Day. Adam M says, great interview. I've seen lots of positive comments from fans. But after sitting down with him and being able to have a good chat, what are your thoughts on some of the things Angus said, and how optimistic are you he's the right man to lead us forward? What do you think on that one, John?
He's head and shoulders above anyone we've had in that role for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
And he persistently talks about how the ownership group are there to support the club, if you like. Yeah. Commitment is around funding. He talked again, doesn't he? He talks about we're a well-funded football club now.
Yeah.
And so he'll stand and fall on his personal performance, which everything below him is what we lot see, isn't it? Which is ultimately about winning football matches.
Yeah.
And I think I was enthused yesterday because he didn't get a massively difficult time because he turned up late because he got
Lost.
Apparently, well, Wayne Rooney got lost coming here as well, didn't he? So he's in good hands there. But Baz had a huge amount of content and questions and stuff which would have, through the process, got deeper and deeper and deeper. But everything he got, he dealt with really well.
Yeah.
And I don't think, certainly Colin Chong couldn't have dealt with it. Absolutely, Baxendale wouldn't have been able to. She wouldn't even have come because she's not on top of her brief. And out of those three, Robert Elston might have been the closest to be, understand things, and he would have died 1,000 deaths, right? So we're talking for 15 years or something. He's very much closer to the real deal than any of them would have been. And so I think it'd be fascinating when he does a follow-up no later than, when the next window closes, I guess, to see what's happened between now and then.
Yeah.
Because, of course, he talked in some depth about almost like the intensity of the transfer window because of the biggest challenge that we had.
Yeah.
And so you could argue he hasn't really been able to do his day job, which is running the business.
Yeah.
Because he's been doing all that. So now he's got a little bit of relief of 2 or 3 months before it all starts again. Yeah. So I'm enthused, yeah. And we've said this from day one, just his track record says he's got all the experience there, but now he's doing it at a really big club where the expectations are always higher than on occasions. Perhaps they should be, but they are there. Yeah.
I actually liked it. It was only a small little thing he said, but he actually said other clubs are well funded, and I took that as, so it's people like me who are actually the people who make the difference, or
Absolutely.
people around me who make the difference, because
Totally
we've all got money.
Totally
what you do with the money.
Absolutely.
And I took that. I thought that was Mark, did you grill him about the toilets off camera? Yeah, I said to him, sort the upper south toilets out. And we did mention other things to him off camera, just go and get that sorted out for us. He's like, he had a big list. EV says, great interview. Thought he did well, to be fair, and he was fairly unsure. I was fairly unsure of him before the appointment, but you asked good questions and he handled them fairly. I also love what he said in regards to TFG. I don't need my owners telling us what they want to do. I like that they clearly remain interested, invest heavily, and have massive ambitions for the club, whilst not needing to parade themselves around like big I am's like Texter does. Very exciting time to be a Blue. Yeah. And I mean, keeping it on the Derby theme, I suppose that's what we've seen from that lot as well. They don't parade themselves around, do they? They're very, very standoffish, which has annoyed their fans. But I suppose when it's the time is right and you put the money in and stuff, that's what they've always done.
They can avoid it being personal as well.
Yeah.
Because when you know people and you give them a bit more leeway than you would if you didn't know them.
Yeah.
Personally, I mean, right?
Yeah.
It's much easier to be objective from a distance.
Yeah.
But I still think, I know Baz would agree, but Dan could just he is the chair at the end of the day. He could just do a little bit of, PR every now and again. And
I'd like him to come to a match.
Yeah, that would be good. Just once. Yeah. I agree, mate. Yeah.
Maybe just one interview.
Maybe saves it for the Derby.
Just one interview, just to outline his ambitions for the football club, and then leave it there, basically.
Or just get the PR people at Everton to write something and put his name on the bottom. Yeah.
Send us to Texas.
Houston, yeah.
I'll do well in that heat.
Go and see, when's BWB at 5 o'clock, is it? Oh, we talk about this on that, so see what we talked about that.
Yeah. Also, maybe I'm reading too much in it, but it seems like going forward we will be targeting younger players now that we've got most of a solid foundation laid down, which is what we like to hear. Yeah. Tom Blue says, first of all, congratulations on the brilliant interview. Baz asked pretty much all the questions we wanted to know. How did you pull that one then? That's just the law of Toffee TV. It's just the pull. It's like a tractor beam in Star Wars. You can't escape it. You cannot escape it.
Let's just say, and again, it's on BWB, but we first reached out to him and he was at Leeds. So these things take a long time. We're talking, 6 months? 6 months from when the man said, yes, I'll do it, to actually happening. And you just have to be patient, don't you? But,
Blue Jay says, afternoon, lads. I feel strangely calm about tomorrow. I'm not saying that we'll win, but we are a much better side now, and we have the quality to harm them. They're a good side, but they're not invincible. So just go there, give it our best, and see what happens. Yeah, I'm I'm generally always calm about derbies now. I have seen Everton lose to the worst Liverpool team of all time at Wembley in an FA Cup semi-final. What can ever be worse than that?
Yeah.
Like, literally, what can ever be worse than that? He says. Yeah. Let's just see what happens. Let's forget about how good they're supposed to be. Let's have an Everton team that actually turns up for once.
Yes.
That's all it's about, isn't it? Benji says, great interview with Angus. I thought he answered the questions really well.
He did.
Hopefully he starts a great relationship with Toffee TV and Everton. See what happens. Benjamin says, great interview. Love the questions. Quite simple. Moyes has got to get the monkey off his back up the Toffees. Andrew Ryan says, I know it's a bit late, but I was at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. No, you weren't. You were at Hill Dickinson Stadium on Saturday, and I have to say there's drastic improvements in the queuing for food and drinks and the speed of service. Good job, Everton. No other way, no issues with that whatsoever. My big issue now with the stadium is certain fans just being a load of scruffy people and treating the place like it's a tip. This is our stadium. Look after it. Use the bins. Use the bin to bin wrappers and finish food and drinks. Only real negative story I had about the stadium was that we got 4 drinks after the match and I noticed some brown black sludge on the glass, so I took it back. Staff were fantastic and swapped it, no fuss. Then I noticed it again on the new glass. Then we noticed it was on all the glasses apart from one, and the one that didn't have it had 3 dead flies stuck on to the inside of the glass, and they had been crushed. So the black brown sludge was what the black brown sludge was. So we just put the drinks down and left. Been to every game, and this is the first time it's happened. So I'm putting it down to being one off. Anyway, let's get out there and batter them tomorrow. And at least don't bottle it and forget how to play football, because we are playing them. Yeah, absolutely. Some lovely comments there. Thank you, Andrew. Blech.
I think that sounds like a round of drinks that was very, very unlucky.
Sounds like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Yeah. 4 out of 4, sort of thing.
Yeah. God. Blech. Yeah. Michael Keeney says, thoughts on the black market ticket article by the BBC. Everton, one of the clubs they got tickets for. I haven't seen it yet. Dan Rowan, I think it is.
Yeah, I've not read it, but I saw the headline about, Arsenal have responded, haven't they, or something about 70-odd thousand bloody accounts trying to get tickets at their gaff. So. Yeah.
No, it is bad, and we always say, one thing we always say when people ask about questions about tickets is, we never get involved in tickets as in like we're going to pass a name or a place on. We always say try the resale place,
the official one,
Thomas Cook thing.
It hasn't been Thomas Cook for years.
Thomas Cook thing.
Seat Unique.
Seat Unique. The official trip one. And that's it. I would never ever point anyone in the direction of anybody, because if I don't know them personally, then I would never tell anyone else to use them. I don't even know if Everton tickets ever turn up on that Twicket thing. Twickets, is it? Twickets? Something like that, which is an official sort of site.
It's not official.
Not official Everton, but it's like it's a trusted site. I don't know if I'm just going to say I don't know if any Everton ever turn up there, but. That was one of the things we never got a chance to speak to him about yesterday because of time.
We timed out.
It was one of the questions we had for him, was the ticketing situation, because we don't believe the ticketing situation. I certainly can't speak for other people. I don't believe the ticketing situation has improved this season, and in fact, I think it's got worse. I find it staggering that we've added 13,000 seats, and yeah, it seems to be harder to get a ticket. I find that baffling, because of the mechanics of trying to get a ticket now through having to have the membership and not being able to pass tickets on to people because obviously there's no plastic cards, things like that. It's become tougher for people to get tickets, and I just find that really staggering. It should be as easy. One of the things we've often said about Everton in the past is they make it hard sometimes to spend money.
Yep.
Whether it's prices, whether it's not having things in stock, whether it's just online, whether it's You can only buy the kits in the 2 outlets and online. So for me, that's one thing if we could have asked them another set of questions, it would definitely be on the ticketing, because it's one of the biggest things we get asked day on, day out. How do we get a ticket? How do we do this? How do I swap my ticket? Yeah. So
there's a few questions come out in the last 5 minutes or something, which are clearly, there was the one about Angus himself, you know, and he was very impressive and stuff. And one of the things he said is, we always want to have as many Evertonians in the stadium as possible. So the walk needs to be done from the talk, which is, how do you get more Evertonians in the ground? Now, okay, you can easily go down the route of find a way to increase the capacity. But the thing that will always draw people's attention is, I've done everything I possibly can to get a ticket and I can't get one. And then I see on match day empty seats. So someone needs to almost hunt down why those seats are empty. Now, the way Man United deal with this is, even if you're a season ticket holder, if you don't go to the games, they take it off you. Now, I don't advocate doing that, but the first thing they ask you is, why haven't you been using it? You know, and you know, and the same applies to us. I used to do it at Goodison, and clearly we haven't had many games here, but if for whatever reason you can't go to the game, stick it on the resale platform, so that another Evertonian can use it. And I don't think we would ever get an answer to the question, because you know, when we've had the noise about why isn't the stadium full, Everton are very careful in how they answer the question, and they usually use a phrase something like, all the tickets that could be sold were sold. So maybe we should ask the question, how many tickets are available for sale on a match day? Because if you take a simple thing, it would be, season tickets are not for sale, as far as we're concerned. Away tickets are not for sale, as far as we're concerned. Fans, I mean. Hospitality is not for sale. Whatever tickets sponsors get are not for sale. So how big's that last number?
But I think
you think it's 13,000. It clearly isn't.
I just use that as a round number, to be honest, John.
Yeah, no, but you know what I mean. It's not the increasing capacity of the stadium,
think
is it?
With all the technology and everything that they've got, Everton have to look for trends.
Yes, absolutely.
Within the stadium, and I know for a fact, because we've had people tell us for both games, Premier League games, that have been like the same row of seats have been empty. So they've got
people can see them.
They've got to find out why that is. Now, there might be a very easy answer to that. It might be that Seat Unique has not sold those seats for whatever reason, and then that's on them to start pricing them at the right price, or starting to target the right people to sell them through in terms of advertising, letting people like us know and other people know where they're available, how many are available on a Friday or whatever it is. But then the other side of it is, are those 5 seats season tickets that no one turned up for?
Quite possibly, yeah.
And then the next game, no one turns up for.
Because they only want to go to the biggies.
Because someone has bought those season tickets to sell the premium games. And therefore, I'll be honest, if that is the case, I will take the season tickets off them. I find that disgusting, because it is clearly someone who's not an Evertonian who is using that as a business, who therefore that ticket could become available to absolutely anybody. Absolutely anybody. Could be 5 Liverpool fans sitting here when we played them in the home derby, and if that becomes a trend, then those people should get a letter saying, if you don't come to the next game, we're taking this ticket off you, because I think that's wholly right.
We just asked the season ticket holder why they're not using it.
Yeah.
I mean, my granddaughter's seat in the Park End, always, excluding the so-called bigger games, had many seats around it empty. So now it was easier at Goodison to have a season ticket, and as you say, pass it on and all that sort of stuff. You know, make more money than you paid for it. But that's supposed to be much more difficult in this stadium. With all the Ticketmaster bloody protections and all that sort of stuff. But you're right, the derby might be a tipping point. I know it's a fair distance away, isn't it? Because you would imagine a huge percentage of the Seat Unique seats will go to Liverpool fans. Per match hospitality might go to Liverpool fans, because they're not going to get in otherwise.
But it shouldn't. Should it?
No,
it shouldn't.
No, it
shouldn't. There should be some kind of, that's the problem with this model, is it does open the door to the highest payer and if the highest payer is a Liverpool fan or a Manchester United fan or a Manchester City fan, that's just, I mean, that fundamentally is wrong in my eyes.
Of course.
I mean, I literally got asked this week if I would be willing to give my season ticket to my cousin when I go in another seat. And he's not an Everton fan. I just point blankly said, no, he's not a Liverpool fan. I just point blankly went, no. Oh, he wants to go to the game with his lad. I said, I couldn't care less. He's not an Evertonian. He's not having my seat. Not a chance on earth.
But you're not leaving it empty, are you?
I wouldn't leave it empty, but I'm certainly not going to give it to my cousin who's not an Everton fan. He's a Wrexham fan. Not
tourist.
So he wants to see the ground. Well, there's an away in there.
Yeah.
When Wrexham come, he can come.
Seat, you know, you can pay 200
quid
or whatever.
But he ain't having my seat. Not a chance on earth. No. I wouldn't even give him it just in case he turned up and someone went, you're not an Everton fan and you're sitting in his seat.
In the home end.
We can give you loads of shit now. So, no, not a chance. So Everton need to get on top of that. Unfortunately, we just couldn't get it. We just ran out of time.
So what you do with that, in my experience, is you start at the top, and Angus has said it, we want as many Evertonians in the stadium as possible. So you then say, well, what does that mean and how do we achieve that?
Well, the next thing we do, John, is we speak to whoever the highest person is within the ticketing side of the club and get them in for an interview.
Yeah, be good, wouldn't it?
And, speak to them about it. Because
the F&B guy as well.
I do believe it is a massive issue. Lots of Evertonians are saying to us on a Monday morning, why with all those seats empty? Why haven't we had a full house yet? That just blows my mind.
It's natural for people not to come on the day for various reasons. And it happened at Goodison as well.
For the first games, though, at a new ground, I find that absolutely staggering. For the one chance to see a brand new ground, and you might, for me, I'll go to the Brighton game, but you know what? I'm not going to the West Ham game. It's a Monday night, blah, blah, blah. I've already been there a couple of times. I find it staggering that Brighton game wasn't sold out. And I honestly believe...
Be careful with sold out and attendance. They're different.
Yeah, but that's the point, though, isn't it? The point is, Everton said it's sold out. Publicly, it wasn't sold out. So that's the point, isn't it? It's that bit in the middle.
Everton have been very careful to say all the seats that were available to be sold were sold, right? If you've got 10 mates, right, and you end up in whichever stand it is with 2 rows of 5. So they'd be visible from pretty much anywhere in the ground, wouldn't they? Yeah. And all 10 of you are not interested in any game at Hill Dickinson except the treacherous 6. They'll always be empty then. So part of the messaging has to be, particularly for season ticket holders, if you're not going to go, stick your ticket on the resale platform.
Yeah, I just don't think proper Evertonians would do that, though.
Do what?
Only turn up for 6 games.
Well, we have season ticket holders who live overseas.
Yeah, and they'll give the tickets to somebody else.
If they do, but if they don't, they become part of the statistic of we haven't sold out. Yeah. So maybe there's probably a load of techie stuff about this, which would, if the ticketing guy, come and explained it or we went to them.
Right.
And people, just give people an understanding.
Oh, John, if the CEO's coming on our couch, the ticketing fella's coming on our couch. Simple as that, John. The precedent has been set.
It's probably better with a desk because he can...
The precedent has been set.
Yeah. But, yes, because ultimately, that's what he wants.
Yeah.
As many Evertonians in the ground as possible. Well, surely that means every single seat has got a bum on it, right?
Yeah.
And therefore, when it comes up on the screen, what today's attendance is pretty much whatever the capacity is.
Yeah. Yeah. And listen, there are reasons why people can't make the game. I'm not suggesting people can't make the game, but the flip side of that is because it's become more difficult to pass your ticket on. That's what I'm saying. It's like that's what we have to get to the bottom of is people will miss games of football. Of course they would. Football shouldn't be the be-all and end-all of your life. You should be able to go on holiday. You should be able to do what you want. If you're sick, you don't go to the game, whatever it is. But it's always been that if you couldn't get to the game, there was a very simple way of going. You find somebody, here's your card, do you want to go to the game? There's always someone. In here, we'd say to James, do you want my ticket for the game?
Yeah.
Of course you can have my ticket for the game. Not an issue whatsoever. We all have that person in our life who can't get to the game or goes. But it's become so tough to give that ticket.
I agree with you.
And that's the other side of it, isn't it?
I agree with you. What you don't want to hear is that you've tried to pass your ticket on to somebody You haven't been able to do it. Everton then give you the answer, and the answer is, well, the Ticketmaster system doesn't allow that, you know? And that's where you get into, well, sure, Ticketmaster provide the platform, but Everton must be defining what you can and can't do. You know, I just wonder whether the dial is too far towards avoiding touting, basically.
Yeah.
And it's impacting upon fan experience. I'm literally gutted if my seat's ever empty.
Yeah.
Like you say, if I can't go to the ground for whatever reason, I want someone else sat in it. And
they're like two different things, though, aren't they? It's like we as a fan base will always police ourselves when it comes to that.
Yeah.
But then there's the flip side of it, which are, like you said, people who have season tickets, which will buy season tickets and not go to the games. And they're the ones. They're not the same thing, and they shouldn't be treated the same thing.
No, I totally agree.
And we should have systems in.
Absolutely.
Systems in place.
You know, and it's early doors, yes, isn't it? But if after 6 games, say at home, and we've had 3, right? Maybe you don't count the cup game, right?
The cup game's something else, though, isn't it, as well? Because the cup game had its own challenges. Because lots of people told us that they were in the Auto Cup scheme, didn't realise were away and couldn't pass the ticket on to somebody else. So that brought its own challenges. So Everton, these are the things. Yeah, let's get the guy in anyway. Grill him. Stephen says, hoping we start teeing up Barry. What a perfect place to get his first goal and a winner. Be brave, Everton. Go for it. John Shutt.
Do you agree with that? Who would you start?
No, I'd start Bettel.
Yeah. Okay. When are you doing your starting 11?
Right after this show.
Okay.
John Shutt, did he give you any commitment that you'll be able to attend press conferences? Really interesting to hear the comments about pitching the analytics team, and TFG bought them. I'd heard that, but loved the story that Angus told. No, the accreditation's nothing to do with.
It's not his gift.
It's nothing to do with Everton as such. Although we
Premier League
do need to have a deeper conversation with some people about the whole situation, but he's not the person to have the conversation with. It's not in his anything to do with him. Benjamin says, let's have it right. If we'd say talking about diving there, the player booked for diving and he should have been sent off. Who are we talking about here, Benjamin? Duck Do says, I remember how they dealt with Njai last year. Yeah, they just kicked the crap out of him.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They'll have to kick Jack as well then, won't they?
Andrew Ryan says, oh no, just on that one, haven't I? Jonathan says, can only pass your ticket on if you are members, or you have to meet at the ground and they scan you in. I mean, there are other ways, but yeah, basically, for the layman, yeah, that's pretty much.
See, the thing which fascinates me, right, is we're talking here about, we just did it, didn't we? You know, the dial around touting versus, you know, customer experience, we'll call it, or fan experience, whatever. But you have a burner phone.
Yeah. That's what these have done for years.
Yeah, for a burner phone. It's no different than having a card, right? Yeah. Just give them the phone, right? Now, it's mad. Yeah. It's mad. But yeah, something needs to be done. If it's a real issue, something will be done. But maybe it's not a real issue. I don't know.
There's ways around. Even the ticket on the ticket on your phone, getting the ticket on your phone and having it on 2 phones at the same time. There are ways around it, but they're not the easiest way. They're not for everybody. They're not, and that's the issue, isn't it? TC Lid said, used to be a woman by me in Goodison who used to only come to 1 game a season and sell her 3 seats for over £120. Then had to upgrade 2 of them because they were kids' seats. She would make her money back after 5 games. She got a ban in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they should be banning people like that.
Absolutely.
Bert says, that fly story takes me back to when I worked in the Adelphi. Christ, what a gaff. Charlie H says, can only guess not having hand dryers is to get people out the toilets quicker, but both home games gone at the toilet at our time. There's no paper towels. I think they restocked on the half. There's no water when I went for one of them. Yeah, so no, there's definitely stuff they can do regarding regarding the tickets, and that's hopefully. I mean, that's one of the things he spoke about, wasn't it? It's like everything's an ongoing.
Of course, it is.
Everything's ongoing. Everything is like, you know, the plaza is ongoing, the catering, the prices maybe, but the experience is all ongoing. The tour, and you know, the lounges and everything. Everything's an ongoing process. So,
and it's all, you know, customer feedback is really important. You know, Club View clearly become a hotspot, hasn't it, for issues.
Well, someone just said in the comments there, you can't sell your Club View ticket. So you can't put it on the resale.
Can't you?
No, that's what someone just said there. You can't put it on the resale.
That's a bit mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's mad. So Seat Unique can sell Club View tickets, but someone who has one can't throw it back into the pot. That's mad. Complete madness.
Yeah. Philip said, mate of mine who are City and United fans have had being a phone for a couple of seasons, so they can share season tickets. Hopefully our fans can get more tech savvy for next season. Yeah, I know, because I know Liverpool fans who share season tickets and they have to do the same thing. They just have a phone and they just pass it between them. But everyone's got it. Everyone's got an old phone, haven't they? So multiple people have got an old phone.
Shouldn't.
No, it shouldn't be a thing. But I understand that if you share a ticket, if you share a season ticket, I understand that Liverpool fans, because they can't get them, have often shared season tickets. So
the process for sharing your season ticket for an individual game is really straightforward.
Yeah.
So it's different, but it's easy to do.
Yeah.
So what's the issue?
I don't know whether their clubs have the same thing as us, though. That's the thing, isn't it? I don't know whether their clubs have the same setup as us, so it might be different. Phil says, I've just got a proper season ticket, much easier. What's a proper season ticket? You mean a card? Is that what you're saying? That you've got a card?
That's proven challenging, isn't it?
Yeah, that's proven. Only very, very, very few people have got cards, so that's very difficult. DJ Joe Bar says, did I hear Ped say he went to Liverpool's game to watch Taylor Swift? Yeah, you did.
Yes,
And it was absolutely amazing.
He's a big Taylor Swift
Because you know
fan.
what? Know you like something? Who cares? Who cares? I like something that you don't like. Good stuff.
Are you assuming he doesn't like Taylor Swift?
Well, he's trying to make light of it. Like,
Is
it's
he?
like, so.
Okay.
You might like stuff that I don't like.
He might just be jealous that you went.
Maybe,
and he didn't.
know what? Maybe he is because of all the concerts that she could have. Do you know she could have sold out 900 concerts, and I got to go, and you never. So ha 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 ha.
You don't know he didn't go.
Well, he's trying to mock me for not going. So, and I had a great time, and it was wonderful, and all the people there were joyous. So, Phil says yes, it was a card.
But how did he get it?
Well, he must have
Personal reason.
He must have personal reasons. Yeah,
Yeah,
he doesn't have to share them with us, John.
Absolutely
He
not.
doesn't.
It's rhetorical. The hurdle
It's
is
very hard
high.
to get them. Mark says, I noticed Everton were advertising Hill Dickinson Stadium tours on the screen behind Moyes in the press conference. Yeah, they're advertising
It's
them.
been up since the beginning. Well, you've been able to book it and attend it since the beginning of the week.
Yeah. I think they're booked for a couple of months. So get yourself, you want to get, I believe it's easier to get a doctor's appointment than go on a hill.
I also believe it's very, very good.
Yeah. Well, let's leave that for people to see.
Yeah,
I saw a
feedback
small
after it.
snippet of it, and it was obviously you get to go in the changing room, so that's a good thing. And even the changing rooms, I was told on that night, are getting another upgrade.
Are they?
I believe so. Something to do with, do you know the names that were on the thing that says who sits there?
Yeah.
Apparently that's all going to become a big LCD screen.
Which makes sense because you can.
So you can change them at
So when you take the seat off Nias, you don't have to unscrew anything. Yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. Craig says we'll be watching with my Liverpool cousin. I mean, why would you? That, before I read any more, why would you do that to yourself? I'll never understand why anyone would go anywhere to watch a Merseyside derby and there'll be Liverpool fans even in the room. I wouldn't. Yeah, but that's up to you. A win would make that far more pleasant. It's been years since I could take verbal since I could take verbal shit.
Think tomorrow.
To do it tomorrow would be lovely. But why put yourself in that situation, though, in the first place?
Because he's an optimist. He's going to be giving, not taking. Yeah.
It's like sitting on a bomb and hoping you don't get a sore ass. Do you know what I mean?
Funny analogy, though. Yeah.
Well, that's true, though, isn't it? Very much true.
Depends how long it is before it goes off.
Yeah. Well, that's the game, isn't the game of chicken?
Yeah.
Right, let's just have a look on last couple on Prem. So what time you get there tomorrow, John?
Got to agree what time pick my great nephew up. I would think in the ground, perhaps an hour before kick-off.
Simon Taylor says, Ped, haters gonna hate. Hate. You're absolutely right, Simon. You know the script. Derek says Grealish and KDH won't be overawed by occasion, and they've played in far bigger and more important matches than this. Paul says, and hopefully Gate 2 is sorted for the next game, as it's a joke. There you go.
Where's Gate 2?
I just still don't
understand. Is it? Or is it far end of the
probably
east?
It's to do with them forcing it to go in certain gates where I'm not being funny. I don't care what flow charts tell the club, right? Which is what we were told. Anyone who sits in the lower should be able to go in the lower gate, and anyone who sits in the upper should be able to go in an upper gate. It's common sense. It's absolute.
The flow chart doesn't know when you're going to turn up.
Exactly. It's common sense. It's basic common sense. It's nonsense what they're doing. Nonsense. It doesn't matter. No one can tell me that an algorithm decided that this is the best gate for you. If Baz has to walk halfway around the ground and I can walk in my gate and go up the escalators, it's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yeah. There you go. And, these are the things we'll just feed back to the club. That's all it is. It's just feeding them back. But it's only been 2 games, and hopefully it gets sorted out very, very soon. Right, we're going. Thank you very much for watching. Check out the match preview. Check out the interview with Angus Kinnear. It is absolutely fantastic. I'm going to go and do
Start 11.
Starting 11. See you all later. Bye.